Hey guys, I hope this is cool. I don't know. I'm always having little problems. You know what I think I'm going to do? I'm sorry for the inconvenience, but I'm going to move my shit to a different location in the middle of this whole thing. All right, because I have to. Sorry, I'll be right there. But literally, this is the best little place I can find for the lighting. All right, so there's that. I hope that's better. Let me see what I can do. You guys, sorry about that. I just realized this. It might not. Well, maybe it's not better. I don't know. But as soon as I went live, I just realized, like, wow, that shit sucked. Anyway, so basically, I was looking into the pages when I was meditating. I was like, oh my gosh, because I've been doing readings and they've been coming up a lot, and I'm like, the court cards always kind of like made me feel well. One of the reasons is because you don't really like the court cards can be people in your life. They can also represent the come on, let me just try. So please, okay, let's see if that's better. Hi. So the court cards, which is the pages, oh my gosh, could that be the answer? No, I don't think so. Okay, we'll see. I don't know what's going on with this. I hope it doesn't go that way on your end, but I don't know. Anyway, so the court cards can be like, which is the pages, or they are called sometimes other things in different decks. And basically, um, then it goes to the knights and then the queens and the kings, whatever. But the point is, for me, what I would like to explain with how how it represents to me the pages. What's going on, Egypt? What happened? Anyway, so basically, I'm just saying that these, oh, sweetie, what's going on? You have what you need. You just need some love. Anyway, she's coming around to help with the page cards, apparently. Anyways, with her red rock dirt all over. So the pages to me, they're like the fool. So the fool, gosh, I wish I could figure out what's going on here with this lighting. But anyway, here they are. They come down. It's kind of like the fool card, except for you want to come up and be on camera. Just don't get on the computer. You want to come up, baby? There's Egypt. This is my friend Nancy's cat. She's amazing. Anyway, just don't get on the computer, baby, with your red rock ass. She's got red rock dirt all over her for the white part. Anyway, I wish I had something to put this shit up here. It goes perfect. Now I can see the lighting. Anyway, maybe I do. Well, just maybe I do. Egypt, could you mind moving? I'm gonna figure this out. Okay, let's see if that works at all better. It feels like it does already, maybe. But anyway, yeah. So the page cards, all right. They're just funny. They're just funny cards because, like, even all of the court cards, because they really can represent another person, like like I did a reading the other day where I went, I usually do my shit. I always do my shit right from spirit and the grid, but then I sometimes there's a big story that they want, we have to go. There it goes. Okay, let me see how this goes. I'm sorry. Got one of those Mac. If anybody has a Mac, they can know that these plugs suck. They always break. You have to end up putting tape and shit around, but Macs are the best. But anyway, so the court cards can I just like I did one the other day, and it's like, well, there's like somebody's mom or your mom, somebody's mom was involved, and she came in as a queen in the court cards. Let me try this again. I'm so sorry, you guys. I promise I'm trying to get this better. Did I do it? Anyway, so the pages are about new energy coming in, okay? New energy in your life. So like if you're the Fool and you just fell down with the brambles, knocked yourself unconscious, can't remember who you are, and you're going through your journey. Well, first you're going to go through the journey of fire, right? So that's usually what they call the wands, right? Egypt. They usually call that the wands, okay? So when then they go from, from the, ace to the end, but the pages are the court cards. But the page is like, if it shows up, it's like, okay, here I am, and I want to take y'all through it. So basically in the journey of the page, they're very, they're young, and usually very young or young-minded or not experienced. They're inexperienced. That's the word. They're inexperienced, and when it comes to the fire and the air, which we'll get to, well, all of them really, they tend to want to compare themselves to people that are their elders or people that already know or have done the work. So they kind of, the page of fire, which is the wands or whatever they use, and whatever decks are different, but fire is the element. And they get ahead of themselves, you know what I mean? Like they kind of get ahead of themselves. Like they get so excited, but they don't realize that they don't really know as much as they might think they do. And then they get ahead of themselves, and the danger of all of this is that they might become inspired, but then never follow through. Lack of inspiration, lack of follow through. There's just a lot of this, but it's all because they're trying to look up to something that they're going towards, to be higher in their involution of the fire, the test of fire. And they're just young, and they don't have that much experience. So it's like but they do have that knowing that they're in the fire, that they have this drive. So they get cocky sometimes, or sometimes they just decide not to do shit about anything. So that's one of the things about the, and I'm going to read some quotes from, and I didn't want to move because Egypt just got comfortable. She's had a hard day. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. There's something going on in the whole deal of everything right now, I swear. And then, I swear. Then we get to the let's just move on just real quick to recap it. The water, okay, now we got the Fool, and he's like, well, shit, I want to think about what's going on with my emotions. What the hell's happening here? Like, I want to understand my emotions on the Earth planet. Oh, crazy. I don't know why anyone would do this, but anyway, here we are. So he wants to understand his little journey through his emotions, and that's really represented in the water signs. But remember this, like, no matter what sign or what's going on, you could be a fucking, think of something funny. I don't know. Any sign. You could be a Leo, which is all fire, and your shit's coming out with the page. You know what I mean? Like the water. So it's not about the sign exactly when we're dealing with this. It's just what comes up in the readings, either on the grid or what I see in another level, or even with the cards, which is always confirmation. Anyway, this guy here, he's like, oh yeah, I want to know all about my emotions. Well, this motherfucker here, he is like, the pages just crack me up because I guess it wouldn't make me laugh so much if it was just talking about, like, I was seeing someone's child in it. But when I'm looking at it myself, I guess I don't know what you want to call, because I've earned a lot of my things I've done, man. And I'm still doing it. And it's like these pages come along and think that they've already earned it with no work. You can't just think you earned it. You got to fucking know. And here with the emotions in the cup card, they don't think. So they actually will become, if they don't focus on this to really master themselves, they'll become people pleasers, like they'll want to people please. And this one wants to be a showboat. So here you go. People pleasers, showboat with no fucking experience, dumbasses, which leads to a dumbass. I mean, of course we all have to learn, but if you don't realize that that's what you need to be doing and work on yourself, then you're not earning anything. It's just going to stay the same way. I mean, I know some people that are like way older than kids or teenagers or way past their 30s and 40s that still act like a page because they didn't ever do the work. So that becomes a problem when it comes to trying to do anything, really. You're never going to get it. I got to get my thing here. I'm going to have to get this because I wrote down some things that I thought of earlier for quotes. And some of them I got from the other things, but I also got a few of my own and see what comes in so I can read them, because sometimes for me it's much easier to hear things through metaphorical ways instead of like trying to read it or whatever. But anyway, whatever fucking works, right? Right, Egypt? Whatever works, baby. It's all the same fucking day. As we discovered on the train, tomorrow never happens. Well, we don't know for sure. Anyway, these little pages are interesting because a lot of people feel like a lot of things. Well, I just felt like, I don't know, Spirit told me to bring this shit in, so I am. So the water, so we get it. So the fire element is about action. It's about doing shit, and it wants to discover it. And it's like, so it gets in its own way. It's like, kind of like, it's fucking itself up. Let me see what I got here. Oh, yeah. It's like, I want it because it doesn't, I told you, it doesn't have like a follow through sometimes. Like it'll get started with the fire, but it won't follow through. It's like, I want to sample with no commitment. I want to be sample. I want to figure shit out, but I don't want to commit to anything. Sometimes that it can't, it's not always that way. But what do I see here with the shadow? Credibility. Not credibility on a very deeper sense. So we're talking about a spiritual sense. Like we need to take the fire to a credible sense. And I feel like a lot of people when they're using this energy, the page energy, and not getting it, that's what I'm talking about. Sampling, not committing ever. Disagreements, unwillingness. That's another thing. That's what I wrote down. There's an unwillingness, it's not that they're not able. It's an unwillingness to fucking do anything that's gonna make anything start, like they're unwilling. It's almost like they'll come in, the little page energy. It's like a little brat. Pages remind me a little fucking, and I love them because we love kids, but they are, and like I said, you can be any age for this shit. But anyway, the water's the other thing. So the fire's about the action, how we want to go about to create things in the world. And then the water's about how are we going to like have emotional connections in the world? What the hell is going on here in the heaven? So that's when they become little assholes, If you want to think about a baby that's like a water sign that doesn't get its way, look at that. You know what I mean? I'm not messing around. They're people pleasers. Oh, and another thing, yes, I forgot to say is that also the water can decide to be emotionally unavailable because they feel like everybody's, because no one, I don't know, they're very sensitive, never committing. Anyway, that's the fire, but anyway, the water's the same. They're all the same. It's just the emotion part of it. Okay, let's see what the water says now, motherfuckers. It's like, listen, grow up. That's what I want to say. Like, grow up and earn your stripes like a tiger. You know what I mean? Like, you have to know that you have done the work. And a lot of the pages think that they just have earned it already. Like, oh, I've earned it. Like, for what? Because you piggybacked or whatever the fuck you think you did. But anyway, where's that water thing? I gotta see it. I know I put some notes down here. The good news about the Page of Water, though, is they're inquisitive. They want to learn about the emotions, and they're charming, and they're a little vulnerable, which can be a high octave or low octave, depending on how they are connected to spirit. People pleasers, though, I swear, that's the shadow you have to look at. Because in the water sign, if you're trying to be a people pleaser all the time, you're not looking at, you're doing your shadow work out there, but you're not really zoning it in to balance it out, which is really a beautiful thing if we all do. We all have that. We all have all of the water elements, all of that shit. Okay, I'm just giving you what's happening, what I channeled today. And it was exciting. So for me, anyway, to bring it through. What is the, let me see what oh yeah, here's one for the water. One learns through the heart, not through the eyes or intellect. That's for the water, okay? It's a fucking trip to have to balance all this shit, but here we are. So the page is inevitable because you have to start somewhere. But the thing is to not think that you have it figured out when you do not, clearly. Let me even look. I even wrote something down that I even seen somewhere. Maybe I didn't write it down. I mean, the fire's really amazing, always, I feel. But maybe it's somewhere else. But I just feel like that fire one, man, it just wants to have. But yeah, here it is. Here it is. I think I found it. This is the key right here. For fuck's sake. Thank you, Goddess. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, guides and angels and my higher soul for all the messages that come through for this that resonates, and those that don't, just leave it or pass it on or keep it. Maybe one day it will. But here is the value of identity. Of course, is that so often with it comes purpose. I feel like for the page, that's huge because, I mean, we really need, because come on, man, that shit's really, 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 really real. It just is. It's like you have to learn that shit doesn't just come with a pamphlet, just like having a kid. Like, I didn't get no pamphlet drop down. I mean, I had to download it, obviously, through my, the way I do it. But I mean, it ain't like somebody just, I mean, I guess they write a lot of books that help people along, but you don't really know shit about shit until you're in that situation yourself. That's why I feel like some people have so many, because they just keep wanting to get it right somehow, and they never do. They're just trying to get themselves right. But somehow you were a part of the big plan to help them, all of them. Once I met someone that had 12 kids, seriously. I couldn't fucking believe it. And she was little as fuck, too. I was like, 12 children? It was my dad and I were traveling through Northern California for a trip, and we met this. We were camping, and my daughter and my father and I. And we went to this, I forget where the fuck we were. I think we were like somewhere around the sequoia trees before we went to the Zen Mont. I don't know. We did a whole thing. We went all over the place. I think it's there. But anyway, we seen these people, this couple that were obviously married and had 12 fucking kids. I couldn't believe it. I was like, I mean, my daughter was probably, I don't know how old she was then. I don't think she was probably like 3 or 4. And I'm thinking to myself, what in the fuck? Like, oh, what the fuck? I mean, you have to be somebody that was born to do that somehow, or brainwashed into thinking that you had to have them because of your religion. I'm not really sure. Either way, it's got to be one of those things, because I just cannot fuck. Or you live in the old days when you didn't have any birth control rights. I have no idea. But all I can say is for myself, I can't imagine that shit at all. And I'm proud and happy for anyone that actually has that in their sole purpose. No disrespect, no judgment about that. Just like, fuck, man. That's a trip to me. Just thinking of it for myself. That's all I'm saying. Wow. One, I mean, I love my little girl, but and she's not a little girl anymore, but I would not, I mean, I would not choose to have any more. And I didn't want kids to begin with. Of course, I love her now. I'm just saying, man. Can't imagine 12. You can imagine how horrifying that must be to somebody who doesn't even, I know what it is. Maybe if I never had a kid, I would be like, well, who knows? But I have, and I know how, and not just the whole first part of it before they even come out. The whole thing, the whole thing is a huge ass commitment. You have to, like myself, do it by yourself. It's really hard. But to have 12, even with 2 people, that's crazy. But I'm happy for them, whatever. They seem like they had it all together. You know, it kind of reminded me of The Sound of Music or something. Like they had their fucking tents and everybody had their shit together, and it was like amazing. I'm like, holy shit. And these are old, you know, they were past the baby stage, but still, shit, that's a lot of fucking kids. Okay, so going on with my the way they love the way I talk. I know that you guys. We're gonna talk about this a little bit more with these pages, man. We only got 4 of them. I'm just saying shit. If you have, like I said, it can be anywhere. It depends. Like a lot of the time, if you have it in your love nature, wherever your Venus is, in what house, you know, I would look at all that. We don't want to get into all that today. It's going to blow everybody's minds unless you already know the shit like I do. And I'm not assuming a lot of you do. If you do, you can message me and I will be happy to do a one-on-one. We can talk about all the shit. But otherwise, we'll have to keep going on in this fashion. But basically, that fire is about doing, and usually I always think of fire as like, I'm going to go and discover, I'm traveling, I'm going to find my purpose, my soul, you know what I mean? That's the one. And then water is about, I want to find out how am I emotionally, you know, how do I emotion, like you have to find out about your emotions, especially if you ever want to have sex. You'll figure it out quickly, like people like, especially if you're a man or a woman. But if you're a man figuring it out with a woman, you're like, what the fuck? You're beast. Men and women are different with what they need and what they don't need. So it's a fucking trip, man. We already know. But the thing is, so there's a lot of things we can do in between that too. But the thing is, the water then wants to find out. So it's very sensitive when it's going through its bullshit. And we see this a lot with water signs, but we definitely see it wherever the you know, if there whatever water's strong in the chart with the moon is one way. Anyway, point is, they're sensitive little fuckers. Even if it's a man, I see him. I know about this shit. I know water signs, man or a woman. Okay, but they're charming. They're charming, and because if they've already been through the wands, they can act. I mean, the whole thing is if they don't use it in a high octave, is the making of a narcissist. Let me just act and steal everybody else's bullshit so I can pretend like I know what I'm doing. That's what it's like. Okay, now let's get into the swords here. So we got these two, the fire, the water. Well, let's look at these fuckers here. The swords, man. Wow. This is like when I'll be going on and on with you guys about these and astrology as we work through it. I'm just trying to tell you, this is why I started this right now, is because it just came in the pages. I don't know why it just did. I don't know why, but I knew I loved it. Anyway, the swords are about the air. Obviously, we know that, or not obviously, most people do, but if you don't, it's about the air. It's the swords. They're represented usually by that. And this motherfucker here is starting out into his journey or her journey into um, the mental thinking of everything. So let me see if I can see what I wrote down for that. Let me put my glasses on. Egypt. Okay. Oh, I remember now. Oh yeah. This is from Buddha. Buddha. Woo-hoo-hoo. He says, make the appropriate investigation first. Buddha. Like basically you need to investigate before you start fucking around telling people you know what you're talking about. Or even chiming in on somebody's bullshit. Like how the fuck do you know if you haven't investigated it for yourself? Like the inside job or at least studying it or something. You can't just like heard something a few times and watch somebody else say it that you respect or the Hierophant, Taurus energy, the Empress, whatever. And then just fucking it out like you know what the fuck you're talking about because you haven't done the work and that is not okay. I promise. So let me read that again. Make the appropriate investigation first. So don't, that translates for me to don't talk out of your ass. Okay. So with the Page of Swords, intellect being noted by air signs, but we all have that. We are every all of it. So we all have something like that needs to be learned from it. A lot of air signs can be emotionally detached if they're in the wrong, if they're being intellectually. Let me see what I wrote down here. I can't even read my own writing when I wrote it. When I was channeling, I'm like, I need to. Okay, well, yeah, oh yeah, I remember this. So but the one, so a lot of the shit, because you know what, especially the sword signs are the one, like they're the most negative signs of the deck because they fuck themselves with mental masturbation so much that they have to go through this whole shit show and fuck around. But anyway, there are some good things, really good things. One thing about the sword suit is if they're in the highest octave, you know, the truth. It's about the truth. And if you're not in your highest octave and you're in your sword suit or however, the truth will come out and you'll get, screwed, you know, whatever. But basically, let me just move on. Got excited there for a minute because it's true. Okay. It reminds me somehow, I don't know why, but I keep seeing the Roadrunner and Coyote like on the Roadrunner. I don't know. Like, when are you going to learn, you dumb fuck? I don't know. Keep up. Raise it up. Stop being a dumbass. Anyway, so emotionally detached could be, but the good news is they're like intellectually engaged. They want to learn. They're intrigued. They're observant. Skeptical though, very skeptical. And what they do is they ask a lot of questions. What else did I get here? I just keep feeling like I didn't write it down, but I know I was seeing striving. They keep striving for like objectivity or some kind of, like they keep striving to make sure that's really true, like a scientist would. And some of this shit they can never get then because you have to have a spirit. Anyway, that's why the fucking intellect is so weird with everything, with people, if they're really strong with it. Okay, what do we got for the shadow here? The shadow that you work on. Again, uninformed opinions. That means like, so you heard it from a few people. You don't even fucking know what the fuck you're talking about, but you say it like you do without doing any of the work in yourself spiritually or any other way to actually confirm it. So that's the one thing you have to work with your shadow, with your little Page of Sword shit. Spying, aloofness, and self-protection. So you don't want to be seen because you know you're full of shit. Most. I don't want to be known because I don't want anybody to find out I'm full of shit. Right? All right. And God bless you. You have a right to be full of shit. You do. because you're working your page after all. I just hope you don't have to fucking spend a whole lifetime getting out of the page to even a night at least. Okay, so there we are. And I would say to this advice would be to be more engaged. What else did I put? Oh, yes. I remember now. I didn't put this down, but I remember it. Be more engaged in your relation, like when you're, just be more engaged. Hearing, like I'm just hearing, like learning how to listen better or something, but also not wasting your time. Well, how did I get this? Let me just think. Okay, it was okay. Not wasting time. Okay, but putting your awareness, your focus, where your attention goes is where energy grows. And you need to put it towards something more worthy than your scattered bullshit that you're doing with your mind. Okay, that's what I'm hearing. Spirit loves it when I cuss. They just don't like it when I use the wrong words. That's why I had to stop and say awareness. But the point is, they don't care when I say the way it is. They love it. In fact, not many people on the planet do, except for like my clients. Definitely a lot of little boys and shit that can't handle the truth. But anyway, or girls, whoever it is. Whew. But judgment for any of us is basically reflection. It's a mirror into ourselves, right? So, I mean, we've all been this way sometime or another. It's not like we haven't been there. I'm not saying we haven't. We've all had to walk and crawl as a baby or whatever. We had to learn how to talk. So it's not like I'm saying that the page, I'm just saying at some point it's probably time to fucking pull it together because we're not there. I mean, or grow the fuck up or something. Okay, so this is me telling it how I'm feeling it from Melissa Jude's point of view just now, but the rest of it's been from Spirit. Okay, I can cuss too, by the way. They like it. But what else do I have here for you guys with the swords? Because we're going to go to the pentacles now. Yes, I have it. I found it. Okay, or I can see it. I don't know because I am thinking, I'm feeling shit that I felt come in that didn't get written down. But this did, and this is what I wanted to say too. The page, he's flirting. He's flirting with philosophy, right? He's flirting with some philosophy. What did I put? Learning to use his words with greater thoughts. I just said that about what yeah. Okay, so he or she has a way to go before achieving the brilliance of his intellectual elders. Yeah, so like he thinks he knows something, like I was just saying in the swords. And that's the danger of the intellect, because you're like, oh, I think I know everything now. I just did a workshop, or I just spent a time with somebody that knew what the fuck she was talking or he was talking about. So now I must know everything, and I'm going to go before even my elders because now my ego is involved. You're not even processing it. That's the danger of the pages. With every suit, going before they know what they're doing, because it's like an infant trying to walk. They're like ready to go. That's what you have to understand and understand is that if you do not know what your elders or anyone that's done the work, it could be your fucking next door neighbor that's a year older than you or younger, that's been on a fucking pilgrimage somewhere to India or whatever, that has so much more experience and expansion in their thoughts and knowingness that you think you can actually fucking talk to them in the same level. It's embarrassing for you, and it's so fucking irritating for the people that have done the work and that you have not. Okay, I'm gonna leave it at that. What do you think, Egypt? Jesus. Okay, Sananda, Mother of God, Mother of everything of spirit, creation of light and everything that there is to the shadow we have to fucking deal with daily. Pages, please try to remember this, okay? Now we got the pentacles, okay? Now we got the page pentacles. Let me just say first what I feel before I remember what I was going to tell you if I don't remember it. When I see the page of pentacles, This is of the 3D plane. So now we went through the test of Aries and descent to matter with the creative energy, and then the emotional realm that we all of us have to go through it. I don't give a fuck if you were born, what sign you were born under. It's a fucking fact. Every motherfucker has to go through this shit. There's no way around it. Okay. And if anybody is walking on water or knows about one, then please let me know in any comment. That would be great. And I'm going to say this. So we're going to say about the Pentacles. So the Pentacles, when we come down this far on all the realms, we're dealing with the Earth. Now the Earth realm. And here it is about, you know, it's about learning how to go about with my values. And it's not just about money, but it is. It's definitely a money card here. But it's not just about that. It's also about my values about money. I could have a lot of money, have a lot of values, and then be good with the balance. But if I don't have any fucking understanding of my values and I have a lot of money, the money's not gonna, I mean, you know what I'm saying here. Follow the suit, right? So it's like basically a lot of the times with these pages with the pentacles, they're either like, I always feel when I'm doing a reading, but I'm just talking in general about the pages, which can be any age. That's what I want to say, but I'm just going to give an example. A lot of times I see it when I'll be doing a reading for somebody they'll have either a daughter or a son that's like 8, getting ready to leave the nest, and they don't know if they're going to be okay with their money. You know what I mean? This kind of clumsiness with money. They're clumsy with money. Let me see what I wrote down here. What the hell am I doing? Heaven. Where am I at? Let me see what I put in here. I don't know what I did. Did it? Oh, I put a little thing in here. Buddha again. Your work is to discover your work and then with all your heart, give yourself to it. I love that one because you know what? The Pentacles, it is because I love what I do for a living. I mean, if I could make a fucking living, because I'm always everywhere and I just would like to be able to, you know, because I'm great at what I do. Everybody loves me, but I'm just not right now. I don't know. Divine timing has not settled me in one place right now. So I'm just like, it's really juggling all of that. But the point is I love it. So I don't ever feel like I'm working when I love it. I guess I feel like it's work to think about doing it until I get there or they come to me or whatever. And then it's like, as soon as that comes in, I love everything I'm doing. But that's what I'm saying. This has to be in the Pentacle suit. If you don't have that balance, then you will have a tendency to maybe then swing to the devil side of things, which is, you know, addiction to money and the stuff and lose your spirit in it. Anyway, so the cool things about it is that, you know, you want to find out your soul purpose. And you maybe even by, you know, apprenticing or learning by going to school for something that you love or whatever. And the shadow part of it is pursuing things purely for your own needs, basically, like just like not passion of your what you want to do something for, to be of service to make money. That's what the money deal is, and that's the Pentacle suit. So you got to be careful about that, and you have to be careful of just giving your shit away because you don't care. That's it. Oh yeah, that's another thing I got. So we want to be careful. Thank you, Spirit, for reminding me, my higher soul. I definitely almost forgot this, but this is huge. I was just meditating about all this shit earlier. Okay, this is what I got. You also, for the part of it that you just do it because of money and you don't really give a shit about it and you're just going and do it for money. There's no passion there. So you didn't get your fire part in. You didn't do your journey of fire before you started fucking around with like, oh, this is what I'm going to do for money. That's the trap that you can fall into for greed. But on the opposite side of that coin is that if you do it because like what's the example I was watching like the beavers. Oh my gosh, you guys, I wasn't gonna try to get started on this, but here I'm gonna say it. Now it came up, so here it comes. I love the